everybody. Welcome to Girls Game Shelf. We are playing When I Dream today. And When I Dream is a party game, but it's also kind of a word game. In this game, everybody is going to get a chance to be the dreamer, and the other players are going to try and get them to guess one of the words correctly or incorrectly based on the roles that they have. This game is as many rounds as there are players, so each person's only going to get one chance to be the dreamer. And while they are the dreamer, there are two different phases to their turn. There is the daytime and the nighttime. So this is how a turn goes. Players who are not the dreamer are going to be given a role card. They're either going to be the fairy, the boogeyman, or the sandman. The fairy wants the dreamer to guess all of the words correctly, and the boogeyman wants them to guess all the words incorrectly, and the sandman wants it to be even. The person who is playing the dreamer is going to don the dreamer's mask so that they can't see anything. Once everyone has received their role cards and the dreamer is ready to go, then the timer is flipped. The dreamer now has to guess as many cards correctly as they can, while everyone else around the table gives one-word clues as to what the word is. Now remember, the dreamer doesn't know who the fairies, boogeymen, or sandmen are. They have to navigate through all of these clues to find what they think might be the right answer for what's on the card. For example, this card says pizza. Well, actually, there's two words on each card. There's a more difficult word and then an easier word. Let's go with pizza. So if I were a fairy, I could say something like pie. But if I were a boogeyman, I could try and mess up the dreamer by saying something like cherry. Once a card has been guessed correctly, you put it on the fairy side. But if it's guessed incorrectly or passed on, you put it on the boogeyman side. And then you begin all over again with a new card until the timer runs out. During the daytime phase, the dreamer is going to keep their mask on, and then they're going to have to recount all of the cards that they guessed correctly and string it together into some kind of a dream narrative. And if they recount their dream using all of the words that they guessed on the fairy side, the words that they've guessed correctly, then they can get extra points for that. After the story has ended, all the players count their points. The dreamer gets 1 point per card they have on the fairy side, plus 2 points if they manage to tell a story that used all of the words that they had on the fairy side. So if I said that I was a bee going down a slide eating a slice of pizza, I would get plus 2 points. The fairies get 1 point for all of the cards on the yellow side. The boogeymen get 1 point for all of the cards on their side. And the sandmen will get all of the points on the yellow side plus 2 if there are an equal number of cards on both sides. If there's a 1 card difference, then the sandman would score the side with the greater number of points. If there's a 2 card difference between the two sides, then the sandman would take the side with the lowest score. When the next dreamer dons the mask, then new role cards are handed out and it all begins again. Once everyone has had a chance to be the dreamer, you count up your points and the player who has the most points wins the game. And that is how you play.
Succulent.
Pointy.
Sharp. Spiky.
Cactus.
My first impression of the game was that it's a funner version of Taboo. Very easy to play, especially if you're already familiar with a household family game like that. So it was really easy to play for beginners.
I was so excited about the theme of this game. I love the artwork. I love the components. It just looks like a fun game to play. It was set up when I came in to play with everybody, and I was like, yes, I can't wait to do this.
Animal.
Farm.
Cow.
Wool.
Black.
White.
Fox.
Sheep. Famous.
Do we...
Oh,
time out.
okay,
Okay, time
yeah.
out.
Well, do you want to guess? Because she said one.
Famous Paris Hilton?
Paris Hilton. That's what you think of. Yes. No.
I have a pet lion that was trying to escape from my paper bag because he needed to go to the grocery store to buy roosters. I think that's it.
You definitely did not guess all of your cards.
It's kind of like Vegas. It's like you only have fun depending on who you're surrounded with. So, but luckily I was surrounded by a bunch of fun girls, and so we all had a lot of good laughs.
Okay. Got a new dreamer.
All right. I'm just going to say right off, I'm not going to wear this because eye disease and like my makeup and all that. So like
You could just do rolling
my
You
eyes.
can close your eyes, but like put your
never turn around.
Look, listen.
Look, wait, look.
Listen.
It's a part of the game.
You're
It's
like,
like,
you're
it's brand
people.
new.
No, listen, you're theater people.
Look,
You don't share makeup brushes or things that go in your
you
eyes.
can close your eyes and
Well,
just
you
do
could use
this.
the other
No, no.
side because I didn't use that side.
Just like trust me to keep my eyes closed.
Sure, I trust you.
Yeah, but like,
I also just
for
think
maybe
though
like
it's new.
visually, just be like this.
Like,
but,
literally
like,
only one
so
person's
we
worn
know
it.
that,
But like you're
doing
passing it
this.
around.
Yeah, what are you saying about Theresa's eyes?
I'm not.
so
Not. Would it
All right.
help if I like made up alliance that I have terrible pink eye right now and I don't?
That would make
No.
me feel better.
Okay.
Yeah, I have terrible pink
Make
eye
me
right
feel
now.
worse.
and I
Don't
want
touch the
anyone
table.
else to have it.
Touch the cards. I'm a real germaphobe person, so I wouldn't generally put a mask on like that because it just came out of the box and I'm assuming everyone here is clean. I felt fine about putting it on. Sharing this mask with everybody who ever is going to play this game, and I get it, it was straight out of the box, but just like I wanted to make a point that like it was not cool with that. I really like the sleep mask because it's so themed, but I mean, Melissa made a pretty good point. But I think I'm just kind of a reckless person that would just wear the sleep mask and like cowabunga, eye disease.
Medicine cabinet.
One word.
Temperature.
Hot.
Mercury.
Thermometer.
Old. Limp.
Cold.
Candy.
Walk.
Help.
Healthy.
Strict.
Sweet.
Christmas.
New.
Wood.
Stocking.
Walker.
Man.
Question mark.
Candy cane?
And time. It's also up.
Okay.
All right, so you have to give us your dream.
All right. So I dreamed that first of all, it was Christmas and I was setting out candy canes. And I dreamed that I was doing this and I caught my reflection in the mirror. And I looked so interesting. I had to stop what I was doing immediately and write down a letter to myself and mail it to myself. And then I did a lot of other things that were so interesting with lots of other interesting people and things that I am trying to remember without stopping talking because I think I get a penalty if I do that. And then there was geese, ducks. No, I got nothing. I went in thinking I was going to be all like sly and have this strategy where I was like, I'm going to try and picture the word in my mind and put it together in a story as I go. And then I'll have that movie in my head when it comes time to come back. But the thing is, the minute you say your word, 4 other people are shouting words at you and you have to think about the next word. So like you're trying to hold this picture of like a mirror in your brain and someone's saying like a whole bunch of other words around you. And you have to be like holding the mirror, thinking of what this word means, thinking of the connections between the other words. And at some point something gets lost.
But you did good. You got 4.
You got 4.
Yeah.
Which means Fairies get 4. I was a boogie.
I was.
Yeah.
I was a Sandman.
Yeah, I was struggling here.
I got to be the fairy most of the time, which I didn't necessarily enjoy as much. Like the first few times it was fun because I was like kind of getting a feel for the game. But by like the 3rd time I was a fairy, I was like, I'm a fairy again. Because I got the most points as a fairy, but it's not really as challenging because you're just like throwing out synonyms and like trying to like keep them on track and undo the damage. But there's not too much, like I wasn't sweating it out as a fairy. All right. Ichabod.
Headless.
Sagittarius.
Apocalypse.
Horse.
It was really exciting being the dreamer. It's hard to tell until you are doing it if it's going to be difficult or not. I thought, regardless of whether or not I would be good at the guessing part would be the most fun, and I was absolutely right about that. For me personally, it was the most fun part. I had a really nonsensical dream last night where the horsemen of the tomato apocalypse came to the watermelon garbage party where there was a place I don't remember anymore because it was a long time ago. And there was, gosh, this is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. That's all I got.
I'm wearing the mask.
Wearing the mask.
Living dangerously. Here we go.
Well, I'm gonna have a hard time.
Okay, take this. Ready, set, go.
Ocean.
Calamari.
Banana.
Tentacle.
Octopus.
Squid. Melissa.
I know I'm not good at this. I knew I was gonna say. So the first time I was the boogeyman, the card had a squid in a banana peel, and I was like, I know I want her to guess the wrong thing, but I don't know how to not say a word that would be helpful, but also not say a super obvious word. So at some point my brain and it just went banana because there was a banana peel in the picture. And I was like, you've only got 5 seconds. You just got to be a little bit more vague and broad in your words. Don't say squid, don't say octopus, say like ocean. Don't say calamari, say like, I don't know. See, I can't even do it now.
I was in my kitchen cutting strawberries when an envelope fell on the floor, and I went to pick up the envelope, and inside it was 10 plates, which was odd to me. And on those plates were a bunch of fairies that were doing a jig, and what else? They were crap. I don't remember. I forgot that I was supposed to remember words.
I really liked being the dreamer, but I just want to talk about how stressful that is. Kind of going in for a test almost. That kind of anxiety kind of rises up in me, and then oh my god, I have to remember these random words. That's awful. This is the hardest part of the game, but I'm going to do it good.
And go.
Ring.
Church.
Silver. Hunchback.
Tinker.
Music.
Jingle.
Ding.
Dong.
Wood. Church.
Gecko.
Reptile.
Iguana.
Tongue.
Green.
Snake.
That's it. Yep, that was time.
I went to a symphony. There was some snakes eating chips, and there was a barbecue where the snakes were eating chips, and there were snakes eating chips. Wait, there were snakes eating chips, wearing socks and boots, and I don't remember anything else.
You were so close!
Yeah.
Dang it!
Monkey.
Why do monkeys eat chips?
Yeah, monkeys eat chips too!
Orchestra, that's so close.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes! I was a Sandman. I was each time you guessed one, I was like,
I get 4. I was a boogeyman. I was better this time, I think.
You were a boogeyman?
Yes.
God damn, I totally trusted you.
I got a full moon.
oh my
Yay!
gosh! Oh my gosh, I got a full moon too! Yay!
Wait, get these
Oh, but I
clouds
have
off
to
your phone.
turn in my crescent moon.
I know,
That
the
hurts a
crescent
little.
moon is pretty-
Yeah.
I didn't argue.
It's okay, I got a moon, a star, and a cloud. Beautiful.
A moon, a star, and a cloud?
Yes!
What is your life?
Wait, so what are our scores here? I have 26.
Well, I definitely didn't win because I don't have a
Oh,
phone.
wait, I did get
Nice. 23, 20,
20.
22. I win! Sandman, put me over! Yes!
The moons, the clouds, the stars. I actually thought they were really cute. They kind of made me want to have them And I guess you probably could have just done like a simple tally to determine how many points people had, but there was something fun about like knowing like, oh, now I can turn in my clouds and get a star. I can turn in my star and get a moon. So it kind of felt, I don't know, like a prize. I liked the artwork. I liked all the little pieces. Like I liked the bed. Yeah, I just thought it was really fun to have this theme and to have all of these kind of maybe not super functional pieces, but pieces that made it feel like it was centered around dreaming and the themes.
You have to lift up the cards to get underneath the bed, which has these posters. Like it's a 4-poster bed, so you can't just slide the card underneath. You have to take it off, and it's got this headboard. Again, it's like cute, but I don't feel like it's necessary for the game to work, and could actually kind of slow down the play of the game.
There's not really anything I dislike about the game. I really like playing it, and I definitely would play it again. It goes on the shelf.
I definitely think that this game is a fun game to have and to bring out. I don't think it's a game that I'm going to want to pull off the shelf regularly, but I would like having it. So yes, this game for me, this game goes on the shelf.
It definitely goes on the shelf, especially for beginners. It's a fun game.
I'm kind of ambivalent about this one, but I think because it's so fun and easy and like has such potential for like so many groups of people, really adult people and children people and family people, I think I would say to put it on the shelf.
So I have mixed feelings about this game in general. I would definitely play it again. So if that means it goes on the shelf, then for sure. But I do think this is the kind of game, like maybe after I played it a few more times, I wouldn't really have the need to play again. Yeah, I don't know. So I feel mixed about it. I guess it's a soft shelf. It can go on the shelf, but maybe not in a prominent position.
So 5 of us played it. I think 3 of us put it on the shelf with like enthusiasm, and 2 of us put it on the shelf with like reservation. So it's gonna go on the shelf. Thank you so much for watching. Check us out on Twitter and Facebook and all the social media things. And we now have a Patreon. So if you enjoy watching our show, then check it out. See if you want to be one of our patrons. And we'll see you next time on Girls Game Shelf. Bye.